Property taxes in Turkey. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this one, we'll be talking about the property taxes and some of the expenses attached to it in Turkey. So let's start with the biggest one, which is called the stamp duty, also referred as the title deed fee, which is 4%. Now, one important thing about that is sometimes half of it is being covered by the developers and half of it is being covered by the buyer. And this is generally the case for Istanbul and generally the case for developers. Obviously, this is not the case always, so be prepared to pay 4% if you're buying either a resale property or a property outside of Istanbul. Now, the other biggest expense is the value-added tax. Now, this one is a little bit different. If your property is residential and if it is smaller than 150 meters squares, you're going to pay 1%. If it is bigger than 150, still residential, you're going to pay 8%. If your property is a commercial property, you're going to pay 18% value-added tax. But for foreigners, if you're wiring this money outside of Turkey, you can be exempt from it. And in order to get more information about this issue, you can text us on this WhatsApp number to talk to one of our attorneys to get more detailed information about it. Now, the next one is inheritance tax, which is 13%. We have the capital gains tax, which is 22%. But if you own the property for more than 5 years, you can be exempt from the capital gains tax. But this 22% is obviously the out of the margin, out of your profit. Then we have the real estate ownership tax, which varies anything from 0.01% to 0.06%, depending on the type of real estate that you're owning. So these are generally the taxes, and let's talk a little bit about the expenses. The first one is the title deed office capital circulation fee, which is 1,200 Turkish liras. Then comes the real estate valuation report, which is around 2,000 Turkish liras. Then comes the power of attorney to be paid to the notary, which is 1,800 Turkish liras. Then comes smaller expenses such as the document translations, which is 150 Turkish liras. Then you have the DASK insurance, which is the earthquake insurance. Again, that varies anything from 40 to 110 Turkish liras, and that will depend on the location and the risk level of your property. Then you have the lawyer fee during the title deed transfer, which is generally about $1,000, give or take. There's no, fixed money on that. That will depend on the lawyer or the attorney that you're working with. And also, when you're owning the property, you generally have the maintenance fee. Now, that will again depend on the specific property that you have. If your property is one of those gated communities, the projects, that we call in Istanbul, you're looking at 3 to 8 Turkish liras per meter square. And if your property is not in a gated community, then you're really looking at very, very small amounts of maintenance fees. And those maintenance fees are covered by the tenant. If there is no tenant in your property, you will be covering that. So these are all the taxes and expenses. Thank you very much for watching. Please, if you have any more questions with this WhatsApp number, you can always reach us, and see you in the next video.